Welcome to South 24.
Yep. Yes, boy. Yes. Yes.
So it's been about 5 years since I've been planning this trip down to the South Island, and finally in November 2024 it was time to take the car and head down to Christchurch. So during this solo trip I'd be camping and adventuring around the central South Island. Now my main 3 targets for the trip were brook trout, chinook salmon and elephant fish. But along the way I was looking to catch some redfin perch, rainbow trout, brown trout, tench, and maybe even a spotted dogfish. Even those 3 target fish would be a huge challenge for me, so make sure to stay tuned to see how I get on. It would be about a 2-day trip to get from Hawke's Bay to Christchurch, as I'd need to jump on a ferry to get to Picton. I boarded early on day 2 and started heading south through the Wellington Harbour, and even managed to spot a kayak. We then headed out into Cook Strait, where it was the single best crossing I've ever had. Just 0 wind, and then we headed up Queen Charlotte Sound to take in the sights of a spectacular part of the country. There were plenty of boats out and about on this day of pure perfection. Eventually, Picton was off in the distance, and it was soon time to embark onto the shore. It was then a trip from Picton down to Kaikoura. I made the usual pit stop at the seal colony to check out what was going on. And then headed off through the tunnel. I continued on the road, taking around another 3 hours to get from Kaikoura all the way down to Christchurch. After a mad trip, I took the night before heading out the next day.
Look at it. Where are the fish at? Surely. Look at the state of it. Have a look at that. Big tench looking right at me. I don't think we're going to have a problem unless they're really, really tough. Well, hey everyone, and welcome to a massive adventure. So we just got down to the South Island yesterday, and we're spending our first day tench fishing here at this lake, and then we're going to have a bunch of adventures around all over the place from Christchurch south. So I'm really looking forward to some of the fishing we're going to have. Lots and lots of different species to look for. So yeah, I've already seen some tench swimming around in front of me. It's the most amazing crystal clear lake you ever see. I've got one or a couple even now just starting to feed up on the corner for an out. So hopefully we might be able to pitch one at a tench, which is not something you can do pretty much anywhere. And maybe we'll get one. I'm gonna go up this side, have a look. Here they are. Oh, they've seen me.
With very, very hot conditions, the tench were out and about, and it wasn't hard to see a few swimming past. However, this combination of heat and crystal clear water was making the tench very, very hard to catch. They also happened to be looking like they were spawning, so it was gonna be impossible to hook any. After several hours of a losing battle, I decided to pack it up and head elsewhere. Right, well that wasn't that successful. We're gonna head off to another spot now. Try and catch a trout in the afternoon. It's getting towards evening now, and it's an absolute scorcher today. I was prepared for cold, and it's just absolutely scorching. So we'll keep heading on, try and find something that'll bite. I've seen so many today out there, tench, and nah, not happening. So we'll move. Righto, so it's day 2. We've done our first sort of scouting day. Haven't landed a fish yet. Today is
much more of a duller, overcast day, so it should help us a lot. Today we're gonna go after a perch. We've got the spin rod ready here, got a few soft plastics, and we're gonna head in, see what we can find down there. Right, we're here. Just gonna chuck our waders on and probably, well, I don't think we need a raincoat right now, but it's much duller day today than it was yesterday. Chuck a jacket on just so we're nice and warm. Still de-rusting the fishing skills. It's been a bit since I've been in fresh water. Wow, that was a good choice to cast there. See, in the weeds. In the weeds, big fish, not a perch. We'll get him out. I'm on good. Jesus! Eel maybe. Gone? No, he's still there. He's coming at me. Gone. Jesus! I just got creamed, man. Look at that. Dumpstered. Big fish. Big brown, I reckon. Just clean in there. Wow, we've hooked one now. But that's disappointing that that happened. I had no hope there. He absolutely cleaned me up. Look out. I got two fish right in front of me, two big browns. See if I can pull it past them. Come on. Yep, one behind it. Come on, eat it. Yep. Oh! He had it. Pulled it out of his mouth. There were two of them following it. Well, we're gonna just walk out after fishing that spot for a bit. You'll see a couple of the clips in there. It was very, very fishy. Like, I probably saw 15 fish, all brown trout, not the target species. I'm after perch, so it's kind of not really producing them. It's quite shallow, about knee deep, and there's just fish cruising everywhere. And I hooked two as soon as I got there, and I've just had them following constantly. The problem wasn't getting the fish to bite because I had 6 hits. It was a bloody weed in the water, so every single cast I was getting weed on the line, and it was stopping the fish from taking, because they'd follow it right up to the bank and I'd get weed on the line and then they'd just refuse it. And we'll head back up to the car and head down the other side. Now how am I going to get a fly or anything to him? That's good. Come on, eat it. Right past your nose. Is there another one? There's two there. Is that a perch? Both half asleep. This is going to be on top of his nose.
After a day of battling with the weather, floating weed, and plenty of other factors, I decided to call it there. I'd had plenty of follows, but I just couldn't get a fish to stay on the hook. That's going to be it for the first episode. Stay tuned for the next ones incoming.